Jumped off the porch, now I'm just cool as cool. I had to change my mood in life. When I woke up, it's just I like to move it.
Okay, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. We are here with Mr. Community, Jermichael Mitchell.
How are you, sir?
Good to have you back. Good to have you back. He's most of the time he's on here as a host, but I never really got an opportunity to sit down and really chop it up with somebody I've known all of our lives, pretty much. I mean, actually, my life's a little longer than yours, but so Jermichael, tell us a little bit about Jermichael, the person.
Yeah, so I'm an active father of 4 beautiful children. My oldest being 22, my youngest being 2. So I got a wide range there.
Okay.
2 boys, 2 girls. Of course, I'm actively involved in the community. I love coaching sports. Of course, I'm a mentor. Of course, entrepreneur. I've had a couple businesses in the community. I've created a few nonprofits. And then I also work with nonprofits and with other nonprofits as well in the community.
Do you ever get time just for you?
Yeah, man. You have to make time. You know, reading books and things of that nature. I always try to make space and time to get in nature. I love walking. I'm a very, very avid walker. I love music. Doesn't have to have lyrics, as you know, we were talking about off air. Doesn't matter the genre. I just love the sound of music. Of course, gospel is one of my favorite.
Okay.
Along with R&B and old school music. And then I call it doodling, but I'm an artist. I love to draw and paint and things of that nature as well. So I'm just into the arts, man. I'm really a Pisces.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so that means you're born in February area?
I'm born March 1st.
Okay, I'm February 27th, so we're right around the same time there. Okay, awesome. So what got you wanting to get involved with community-based anything?
I work for the Department of Juvenile Services. My first stint with Juvenile Services was 5.5 years. But my first 2 years there, me and one of my friends, close friends, Greg Bubby Brown, coaches at Bennett High School, we saw that it was a revolving door of young people who actually felt safer and more comfortable being locked up than they were in their broken homes.
Talk to me. Why would they feel that way?
A lot of our children live in broken homes, and what you mean by that is, they have a mother, may not have a father. Mom may be doing everything that she can right, sure, but there's still struggles in today's society, So she may not have the time to go to sports or have them actively involved in sports because she's working 12-hour shifts. She may not always be home to make those home-cooked meals or have that dinner around the table. She may not be able to show up to school events or PTA because she, the working mother. So a lot of times those kids also come from homes where there's the mothers who they've lost hope, right? They have no inspiration, they have no motivation, they have multiple kids, so that is a wear and tear on them mentally. So they're dealing with mental health issues and dealing with some other things, and then the kid has to go home and the kid is the babysitter, or the kid is the man of the house, or the kid, the weight falls on the kid, or the mother can be abusive, she can be addicted. So there's a lot of facets that fall into play when it comes to a broken home. In juvenile lockup, you have caring individuals. You get 3 meals a day. You're safe when you sleep. They have some fun activities. They're still kids. Even though they're facing the charges that they're facing, I live a lot better in the juvenile service system than I would at home, because there's a lot of things that I would get here that I just don't know if I'm gonna get at home. So seeing that revolving door is what caused us to get actively involved in our community. We created our first program, which was Kids Rock basketball program back then, and then it led into me creating other programs and getting actively involved in community and politics from there.
So you became kind of a surrogate family.
Yeah, man. It's like we call it a brotherhood. Okay. For the boys, sisterhood for the girls, and like you said, family for everyone.
Absolutely.
But my biggest draw has always been coaching basketball. Basketball. My motto is basketball makes us family. I have players from all over the Eastern Shore. Have for a very long time. I've been coaching for like 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
But we all family. Still to this day, those kids that are grown kids now who are having children still consider me coach, still consider me family, still consider me a mentor, still can call me, and anything I can do for them, I do. So we're like a family to those kids that don't have family. And that's the same reason, even though it's frowned upon, a lot of our young men and young women join gangs right? Or get into negative groups.
You're right.
Because it's a family-oriented thing, right? It's just like being a part of a sport, just like being a part of a club, and a lot of times they're just looking for love.
Absolutely. I know as a young person, a teenager, I was looking for that, and before I turned to the streets, I turned to the church, and that became like my surrogate family as well, and they filled the void that maybe I wasn't getting. Not saying that family's doesn't love you at home, but sometimes the parent maybe is overwhelmed. Or like you said, overwhelmed with just trying to provide, and then that very important thing, they just are tired when they get home. They don't get that very important time, which is time.
Yeah, time matters, man.
Love a lot of times can be spelled Time.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. And again, like I was saying earlier, I've known you the majority of your life, so I know you come from a background of a loving family.
Family was everything, man. I come from a strong woman-oriented family. My great-grandmother was the pillar of our family. Church was our stronghold. Was one of the 5 founding members of our church on Robinson Street that still sits there now to this day. So very proud of that. But I'm coming from a religious background and a strong, matriarch family. I learned a lot of things, man. And giving was one of the key things. Our families were giving families, man. So that's where my giving comes from. Just growing up with a family who, between church and the things that they did for our community, as far as through the church, it was always giving. It was always being of service.
I'm getting a little goosebumps because you're talking about Robinson Street. And of course, your grandmom and my grandmom were literally like
next door neighbors, for
absolutely.
sure.
Actually, same church and everything. Wow. So, like you said off air, we were talking a little bit. We were sitting there chopping it up with my stepson, and we was talking about music. So, you're a poet.
Yes, I am a poet, man. My genre, I started off in the poetry realm in 2010. We started with Triple L Poetry, which was a group of poets who would put on shows here in the community at different places that would allow us. Back then, my name was Young Langston, after Langston Hughes, because Langston Hughes is one of my favorite poems.
All right.
The Harlem Renaissance is one of my favorite eras of poetry. It was very inspirational. It motivated our people. It motivated our culture. It showed how beautiful we were. And then, of course, you always have those transitions where you get older. So I went from Young Langston to King Langston. So King Langston is now my performance name. It's my radio host name. It's just my alter ego. But writing is therapy. I am a firm believer, whether you're rapping, whether you're writing songs, whether you're writing essays or articles or whatever that looks like. If you're a journalist or a writer, it's therapy.
Definitely is. I as a teenager, I would write what I would think would be little short stories, and it really was a time where I felt like anything that was on as far as stress on me would just be released through my pen. Through my pen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, wow. Now, your shirt says Club Fear.
Yep.
Talk to me. What's Club Fear Mentorship?
So I work for a nonprofit called Maneri's Dream Alliance. We are in 8 of the 9 counties on the Eastern Shore, trying to get in Somerset, but we do work in Somerset County. But Club Fear Mentoring is the program here in Wycomico County, grant funded through our local management board. So big ups to our local management board for always giving people the opportunity to do great work here in the community. But it's a grant funded programming where we do mentoring. Me and my coworker, we do mentoring. She's a female, so we can have someone for the young ladies. But we do mentoring in our school system and in our community. So it's just an opportunity to build positive relationships and positive bonds with youth and their family, because research has shown when positive people mentor, people are more successful.
How about that?
Right? Whether it be the child or the family or whatever that looks like. When someone has a positive person in their life, they usually are more successful. So we also are in other counties. We're in Talbot, we're in Worcester, we're in Queen Anne's, we're in Kent, at Dorchester, and we have different types of programs in those different areas. Maneri's has a website that people can go to check out some of those programs. We have an adolescent clubhouse, we have after school mentoring clubhouses, we have gentlemen's clubs. We have podcasting. We have a hip hop thing that we do in the summertime. We feed the elderly.
Wow.
So Maneri's does a lot of great work on the Eastern Shore. So shout out to Don Sella Wilson, who is one of my bosses, and also Paul too, who is one of my bosses as well. They created it in 2019 during COVID, and it started off feeding the elderly during COVID, and it just spiraled into something beyond their wildest dreams.
So what is the, I know this is F.E.A.R. What is that?
It's taking the concept of fear and giving people an option.
Okay.
You can face everything and run, which we don't encourage, or you can face everything and rise, right? So it's literally giving you the option. Fear isn't an option.
Right.
You are going to face these things, and you can run from them all you want. They ain't going nowhere. Or you can choose to face those things and conquer your obstacles and rise above them. So we try to teach kids that you can rise above anything that you're scared of. You just got to face it.
Awesome. Now I want to kind of change speeds or change lanes real quickly. Talk about some politics that we got. Now, of course, we know that you ran for mayor.
Yeah, I ran for mayor 2023.
2023, and you haven't given up on that vision.
Yeah, not at all. You know, I love the city of Salisbury. I want to see the city of Salisbury continue to grow positively, and I want to see great things happen here in our city, man. You know, we're a part of an amazing county as well.
Sure.
So I would love to see relations between the city and county be better. And I truly believe that we can have a council, a mayor, a city council, a county exec, and a county council who truly work in unison. I think the key thing, and what a lot of people got to understand is uniformity, and I heard this earlier and it was very powerful. Uniformity and unity are two different things. We don't need people that all are doing the same thing. We need people who are working together for the greater good. I think a lot of times we want people to all be on the same page, and a lot of times the body don't even work like that, right? The body works in the place of you have different organs working in uniformity.
I was thinking that in my head right there.
Yeah, the hand and the foot are both important.
Absolutely.
And they have a necessity. So we just got to find a way to work as the body, right? And that's very key.
Thank you. And actually, when you were saying that, like I said, I was thinking in my mind, like, I'm gonna use the fact that I'm a minister. Many members, but one body.
Yeah, facts.
Not everybody can be the right hand. Not everybody can be the head, but everybody is important. If they can just all learn to stay in their own lane but work together. Okay.
Very vital, man. Like you said, looking at it holistically, the brain has a very vital function. So does the kidney, and one isn't more important than the other. Again,
they're very important together. They make a whole.
Uniformity, man. You got to start working in uniformity and stop just focusing on unity. It's two different things, and we got to really start focusing on that.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you did run for mayor, and of course, we're not going to go in detail of some of the things that was crazy about it, but you were in there for the longest. And they did. Another person was brought in, and then Randy. It was just you actually entered the race to go against Jack Heath.
I actually entered the race to go against Jack Heath. And unfortunately, Mr. Heath had some health issues, which caused him to fall back out of the race. Randy got in the race, and then of course Miss Outen got in the race. And I have no ill will towards anyone. I think so many people out there, and I want to say this publicly, think I feel a way towards people who are involved in whatever that was. And I feel no way. I have no ill will. Our community has to continue to move forward. If we keep talking about the past, how can we look to the future?
Can you say that one again?
Yeah. We keep talking about the past. How can we look to the future?
Absolutely.
I have no ill will. I don't hate anyone. I'm not mad at anyone.
Right.
I understand politics. Politics is a game. And if you're not playing the right game, you can be left behind. Sometimes I personally feel, in me and Kaz's favor saying, and I've always said this, is sometimes we over here playing checkers and they over there playing chess. We over here playing chess and they over here playing checkers. So you just got to be very strategic and understand what it is. But it also, in politics, people have to understand, people have a vision for what they want to see and what they're supposed to do. And I shout out to Miss Sharon Morris. You're not a politician, and I think that's one of the biggest issues with people. You're a better government agent, right? So we get so caught up in Republican, Democrat, we get so caught up in all of these other things that we forget our job. Our job is to better our local government. Doesn't matter which side you sit on. Doesn't matter what color you want to represent. You're a better government agent. If we get so caught up in politicians and politics, and we forget what the ultimate goal is. So we just trying to make sure that when we get actively involved in this situation, however that looks in the future, that people understand it's not about party affiliation. It's about the people.
Thank you. You know, when I think about the word politics, I think about like the word religion. If you get caught up in that word, you're not going to do what it really should be about. Correct. Religion is about relationship. Politics should be about governance. And when we just, you know, we take it and we just make it about everything that it's not about, then nothing gets done.
Yeah. We focus so much on the negative side of it that no one ever really talks about when we are working well together.
That's
right. Yeah. And again, we get it. We understand that you make more money on the negative. You get more attention and more views on the negative. So I understand that conceptual thing, but man, we just want our city to be better. We just want our county to be better, and we want people to understand it's not an egotistical thing. It's not about people.
No.
It's about the work.
Absolutely.
It's about the body of work.
Now, I have to compliment you, and I've said this many times before. You've been someone that has looked at what the current mayor is doing and find the good things. You know, and been like, you told people kind of back off, let him do his job. And I compliment you on that, because a lot of people, they become very bitter, very critical of competitors.
And I feel, you know, we as people who put ourselves out there have to have rhino skin. Because you're going to have people always coming to you. He could do everything right, and he's still going to have negative people coming at him. You get what I'm saying? Someone's going to find something. But we also have to understand Mr. Taylor has been running on what he said he was going to run. I literally go back and look at the campaigning. He hasn't lied about anything that he said he was going to do.
He's just been
so, you know, it might not be pleasing to people, but he has stood on his word.
Integrity.
Right. And that matters, right?
Yes,
and then I think the other key piece is, what is Mr. Taylor's vision for the city of Salisbury? He's the mayor. So we have to understand that when you're in those positions, you listen to the people, right? You know, that's definitely your objective in your job, but you also have a vision, right? Any executive of a business, which that's what he is, or CEO of a company, they have to listen to the board, but they also have a vision for what it looks like.
I like
right?
that.
So we have to always stop. You can't just run to your CEO and be like, oh yeah, you should make these major changes when you on the lower totem pole. You can give your opinion. They may listen to it, but they're still the CEO. So they have to run things how they see fit. And again, give the man his 4 years. And if you don't think he's done a great job, there's a voting process for that. You get what I'm saying?
I like that when that comment there. Now, we have had a little change on city council here lately where someone had stepped down and now there's a vacancy. And I don't know, I'm doing my record, I'm looking around and doing my research, and I think you live in that same district.
So I live in the district, you know, and shout out to Deshaun, man. I hope whatever's going on, or the growth piece, I think a lot of times, because people don't talk all the time, or you don't see people with people all the time, I think people create things that aren't always there, right? I personally have no ill will towards no city council members, but I feel like we have a job to do, and if life comes along and causes you to feel that you need to be in a different place or a different space, I just wish them and hope them well. I know multiple people who have put in for that seat. I'm one of those people, and the objective is, again, man, just to hopefully the council picks people who they understand has our city's best interest.
Which would be you.
I would say that they will do so. But I trust all processes. Even if it isn't me, I will still support whoever that is in our district.
That's what makes you such a great leader.
Yeah. And I think the biggest piece though is, and I charge all of our council people, whether it county or city, get in your district and do the work. It isn't just showing up to meetings. It isn't just having things to say or the photo op.
Wow.
You know, if I walk to your district right now today and say David was to take a camera around to different districts and talk to the community, what would they say about their council people?
Would they know who their council person is?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Would they say that their council person is really putting in the work?
I like
That's
that.
boots to the ground work, not just showing up to meetings and having this vocal opinion about things, and you haven't even talked to your constituents. You haven't even spoke to your residents. You're forming your own opinion, doing it your own way. That's not leadership. Leadership is getting in these streets, getting boots to the ground, having events where people can talk to you. Even if you can't fix all of their problems, being a sounding board is what politics looks like. People want to know that they matter, and that's very vital and important. So, you know, if I was able to get in that seat, I would do my best to make sure that I make sure people felt important. And it's not just about the political side of things, but it's also about the community side of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think that it would be a wise decision for them to choose you.
I mean, feel that way,
you
as
know,
well.
I mean, I'm going to do my due diligence as a citizen, as a voter of this area to talk to whoever I need to. Now, if there's anybody that's, I know that process, I think they're going to make the decision here within the next few days.
I believe it's the next few days, maybe next week. And I just want to thank everybody who gave support letters. What I did was, asked for, who wanted to support. People have sent in support letters. Miss Julie English has been amazing with information and questions that I've had.
Now, does the mayor have any say-so in this?
So from my understanding, and again, I may be wrong, so forgive me, but from my understanding, it's just the council.
Just
mayor,
the council.
even if there's a deadlock, they have to figure that out.
That was my question right there, because it's going to come down to 4 people.
It's going to come down to 4.
And I'm just going to be honest with you. I feel in my heart there's at least one that I know you definitely have.
Yeah.
And and another one that I definitely know that's, it's very reasonable in her voting.
Yeah.
Of course, they're all, females, so I can say her, and nobody will know who I'm talking about. So it's going to be just maybe 2 other votes that you're possibly going to have to swing.
Yeah. And again, I personally feel I shouldn't have to swing any votes. Just my opinion. Again, it's nothing personal to them. But my body
What's
of work.
the best for Salisbury?
Yeah. My body of work. So I feel like when you're in those positions, if you're trying to better our city, I'm not saying I'm the only person that can do that, but my body of work speaks for itself, right? So that's the biggest piece. Are we judging off the body of work, or are we judging off personal feelings?
That part.
Yeah.
That part. Well, I will say this before we go ahead and end this part of the interview here. We have had in the past people who have made decisions off of their feelings.
No, for sure. People do that all the time.
But I'm going to say it in the same breath is there is a very important city election coming up within the next 2 years. So I'm hoping that the council will consider that because their constituents are watching. Yeah,
for sure. Accountability. And I encourage people, hold your council people accountable. Even myself, if I've ever get into one of those positions or those seats, hold us accountable. It's very vital and important that you keep us accountable because that's how we get better. I guess the biggest piece, man, our job is to get better as well. As our city grows, we should grow as council people. We should grow as a community. So it's just hold us accountable, and no matter who that is, you hold people accountable.
That was very well said. Jermichael, looking forward to be talking to you soon as Councilman. Councilman Mitchell.
Oh, man, thank you.
All right. Thank you. This is Bridging the Gap. We'll be talking soon.